So today, we're going to dive into this idea of programming, solving real-world problems with code. We're going to peel back the layers, look past all the complicated-looking text on a screen, and get to what programming really is.
All right, let's just jump right in with a question for you. What on earth could your morning coffee run possibly have in common with, say, landing a rover on Mars? I mean, they sound like they're from completely different universes, right?
Well, the answer is code. Yep, it's that invisible thread connecting the simplest parts of our day to humanity's most incredible achievements. It's the silent instruction manual running in the background of, well, just about everything.
Okay, so if code is literally everywhere, what exactly is programming? It's a word we hear all the time, so let's actually break it down. Let's demystify this thing. At its absolute core, programming is just the process of writing a set of instructions that tells a computer what to do. You can think of it like this. You're the director, and the computer is your amazingly powerful but very, very literal actor. It will only do exactly what you write down in the script.
You know, the best analogy I've ever heard is that it's like writing a recipe, but it has to be an unbelievably precise recipe. You can't just tell a computer to add some sugar. Nope. You have to tell it add exactly 100 grams of granulated white sugar. Computers need that level of detail.
So let's run with that recipe idea. The ingredients, the flour, eggs, sugar, that's your data. The step-by-step instructions in the cookbook, that's your code. And the final delicious cake you pull out of the oven, that's the problem you just solved, a perfectly finished task. But here's the thing. This recipe isn't just for some abstract technical stuff. It's for solving the real, actual problems we all run into every single day.
Just think about your day so far. Did you use a map app to get around traffic? That's a recipe some programmer wrote to solve the problem of finding the quickest route. Did you instantly send a photo to your family? That's code solving the problem of distance. Every single one of these things is code making our lives just a little bit easier.
And this really shows us something important. We tend to think of programming as super technical, but the problems it's solving are fundamentally human. We want to connect with people, we want to be more efficient, we want to be entertained. Code is just the modern tool that helps us do all that. Okay, so we've got human problems on one side, and we've got code as the tool on the other. So how do we actually get from a problem to a solution? Let's walk through what that process actually looks like. It pretty much boils down to a simple 4-step process. First, you spot a human problem. Something like, man, I wish I could find a movie I'll actually like without scrolling for an hour. Second, a programmer designs a logical recipe for that, the code. Third, the computer follows that recipe perfectly, every time. And fourth, problem solved. You get a great movie recommendation.
And this is why programming is just so empowering. It's not just about logic and math, it's a deeply creative act. It's the bridge that takes a simple idea for how things could be better and turns it into a real working thing. So, where does all this leave us? Well, it means that looking at the world through the lens of programming isn't just about learning a new skill, it's about adopting a whole new way of thinking. If there's one thing you take away from this, let it be this. Programming isn't really about computers. The computer is just the tool, kind of like a paintbrush. The real art is in seeing a problem out in the world and then creatively designing an elegant, step-by-step solution for it. So I'll leave you with this final thought. The world is absolutely full of problems, big and small, that are just waiting for a solution. They're waiting for someone to write the right recipe. The only question left is, what recipe will you write?